All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What is this?
We didn't.
What is the? There we go.
That's better.
How about
That's
that?
better.
Well, where's our?
Hello.
There he is.
What's going on, podcast world?
He's a little behind today.
I'm missing a chord.
Slowly but surely.
That's all right.
Oh.
We are.
It's E minor.
It's always E minor. B7. That's the one I struggle with.
That's right.
Here we are, live in the hole, episode 18.
18.
We're almost
We
to
can vote.
we're almost to a fifth of the way to 100. When we make it to 100 episodes, we're gonna do something fun.
Well, we're all here.
We may do something
Plus
fun.
one.
We may do something fun when we get to 20.
Give away a Harley.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a toy one.
We're giving away a Harley.
Maybe we should wait till we're 21.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here we are, episode 18.
Yeah.
Back at it again, Friday evening. We got everybody gathered up here. Y'all go ahead.
Colt Skinner.
Gary Skinner.
The commander.
And we got special guest over here in the corner keeping Marilyn Monroe company.
Kempy.
Kimpy.
Also known as Kempy.
He's the bouncer. That's all
Well,
you need to
I
know.
won't tell you who he is, but his initials are Kempy. But we're bringing you another episode here. We got all kinds of good stuff to talk about. We got us a fancy whiteboard in here, and
And you ought to see it.
we're fixing to dive into this stuff. We only have a pink marker, and so it's impossible to read. There's no reason to even have it. But I do want to give a shout out to all of you folks. We have approached
Us folks?
Nope, no, not you,
Oh.
not you guys. Y'all get enough shout outs. You people out there on the listening end of this thing, we're up around 4,000 total downloads for this silly show that started in a poor white man's garage, and now it's in a different
right
poor
in
white
front
man's garage.
right in front of the hot water heater that
Yes.
used to make all kinds of noise.
Oh yeah, yep. Crickets everywhere. Oh, it was good time.
Sitting on a Power Wheels
We did.
recording.
We had 2 broken Lowe's buckets and a Power Wheels. It was good.
I had a chair that was kind of suicidal.
Hey, when you buy Facebook people-to-people chairs, you don't get crazy in them. Colt's almost died in this one 3 times.
Yeah, several times.
And I think
the only saving grace is that the wall's about 6 inches behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the bottom coming out from under me a couple of
Oh yeah,
times.
oh yeah. We're not afraid. We're not afraid to put your life in danger to get some good radio content. So we're gonna dive right into this, and one of my favorite things about doing this podcast is when people come up to me with podcast topics.
Tell you it sucked.
Oh, I thought you were
Well-
going to say with sponsors.
Yeah. my favorite thing is when people come up with cash. Second thing is when people come up with bottles of booze.
Still waiting
Okay.
on that
And my-
cash.
So we haven't got the cash, so that's
It's
not-
still my favorite thing,
Oh.
even if it hasn't happened. But I don't know if this happens to you guys, but people come to me all the time, like, man, just listening to the show, came up with a great podcast idea, and they dump them on me.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I get a lot of my good ideas from other people,
And take credit
and
for
I'm
it.
not giving anybody credit for their ideas.
Oh yeah, I had a great idea this week, and I totally stole it.
Ooh, oh well, yeah, but you stole it from a crappy podcast. These
Yeah.
are from my friends and family.
Wait, that's how everything flows, though. It's the exchange of ideas that makes everything move.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, that's
Because
how this
one idea inspires another, and it's a chain reaction.
That's what made us want to start this stupid thing anyway, is we're sitting around the table exchanging stupid ideas
Right.
and conspiracy theories.
I don't know.
talking
if
about all the ways
they
Kempy
were
was
definitely
wrong.
conspiracy theories, but I don't know if they were stupid ideas. We tell a lot of poop stories, but that's not necessarily a stupid thing.
I don't think it's a
There's
stupid
no
thing.
conspiracy in that.
No.
If you think it's stupid, you're listening to the wrong
Unless you've ever had one of those that you felt yourself poop and then you wiped up and turned around and there's nothing in the bowl.
It's a ghost poop.
This
Ghost poop.
Ghost poop.
ghost
Correct.
poop.
The feces
Had-
fairy.
Had one of those this week. Felt like I burned up 2 rolls of toilet paper and turned around. There's nothing in the bowl to be
It's a
cleaned
good
up.
day. It's a good day.
But anyway, I had a friend come up to me. Hopefully that's as far as we take the poop on this show. I had a
We'll
friend come
see.
up to me this week, and he walked up and he said, "Hey, podcast topic, cloning." What-
Fan or not?
For or against? No, he said he remembers back when he was a teenager that there, everything on the news was about cloning, and they successfully cloned a sheep.
How long
Oh,
ago
yeah.
was he a teenager?
He's probably your age, so
Old.
you okay. Your beard was only 2
Shots
inches
fired.
long. When he was a teenager, you had a 2-inch beard. But anyway, no, I think he is your age. I think y'all are probably in the same class. Anyway, cloning. We cloned one sheep successfully. Her name's Dolly. I think she's still alive. And then all of a sudden, we don't hear about cloning anymore.
So I thought, well, I don't know for sure, but do they clone? They clone bucking bulls, right?
They
So
do. They do all the time.
Do they clone cows for meat also? Because
Ooh,
I
I
thought,
don't know.
isn't that like a thing? Like they say these are all natural cows, not.
You define the cloning process, though. Is it just?
Is it worth
Are
cloning?
they making an exact
make money?
replica right off the bat?
I know in the bucking bull game, they are making spitting images.
Oh, yeah.
Exact
Well,
replica.
yes.
So you
What
got
the-
Bushwhacker 1 and Bushwhacker 2.
Bodacious one,
Yep.
bodacious.
Yeah,
two.
what they're doing.
Those are cloned embryos, I think.
Yeah, they've got the chromosome chain already. Where they can just repeat it.
Yeah.
They've got it all frozen, and they can at will recreate that cow.
for a certain amount of money.
So they put it in
A
a
specific
Petri dish,
dollar
and then
amount,
a
I'm sure.
full-grown cow comes out of it, or does it have
No,
to
no,
get
no,
You know,
no.
it's
It
like-
has to
it's-
grow.
Yeah.
It has to grow.
It's like those little things that you used to buy at the store.
Little sea
that-
monkeys?
Yeah, you drop them in the water and they just.
Now, see, do they
No,
do they
but
grow in a tank or
I
do
think
they
they
implant?
them.
No,
That's
no,
what I
yeah,
thought.
they AI them, I think.
to a
yeah.
cow.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like
In vitro.
artificial-
So
yeah, in vitro.
yeah,
Well,
they replicate it.
Yeah, in vitro.
Fertilize
Except
the
for
eggs, stick it in.
They're taking the exact same sperm and reusing it, essentially. So, like, if you go get in vitro fertilization done, they're just going to take your
Whatever
your
you
A
got.
team,
Right.
and attach it to her A team.
well, let's
and
not
then-
get carried
And
away.
hope for the
like
best.
that.
and hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're taking this same.
This is the finished product.
Yep. Yep.
And it just grows inside a host cow.
Yes.
So, just so
It's like
y'all
herpes.
know,
They're just carrying it around.
Dolly didn't make it very long.
Oh, did we get a little Google search on Dolly?
Yeah, yeah, she didn't make it very long.
How long did this?
Dolly's
7.
also the name of a famous llama.
This is true.
Yeah,
That is
And a
very
famous
true.
country
pretty
artist.
nice one.
Well, she didn't even make it 7 years.
She didn't make it 7 years.
Nope.
It's like
What's
6.5
the- so what's
or
Yeah, what's the average sheep life?
I don't know.
Ooh.
in the wild?
We are gonna burn Google up today.
Wild sheep roaming everywhere.
I bet it's longer than 7 years.
You think? I don't know if sheep live very
I
long.
don't know.
They're a fairly large.
They live for
animal.
about
They
4
usually-
sweaters.
Oh yeah, 10 to 12.
10 to 12.
Hey,
So-
but still, 7 years
That's not bad for
Hey.
a clone.
Yeah.
for the
just-
first successful clone. I feel like that's
Just shows you we can't do it as good as
oh,
God.
oh, okay.
Jurassic
No,
Park
no.
right around the corner. is
Well, that's
what I'm
just the
thinking.
first go round. We're perfecting it now. How long are these bucking bulls lasting?
Wait till the
don't
clones
know.
live longer than the original, huh?
Yeah.
It just makes me think about that movie, The Sixth Day. Do y'all remember
Is
that?
that an Arnold movie?
Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah, where he gets cloned and he doesn't know he's a clone.
It makes me think of multiplicity.
I mean,
That
it
was
makes
pretty
me
good.
think of that
Steve.
movie with the Tom Cruise, Oblivion or whatever.
Ooh, I haven't
Oh,
seen
Where he
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just ruin
Yes.
it for everybody.
Spoiler.
I
that.
did
Spoiler
see-
alert for
I-
any of you that haven't seen the 2013 Tom Cruise movie.
I did see that.
I haven't seen it. It's not that old. It's a couple years old though, right?
I think
Oblivion.
that's
Yeah.
probably right in there, 13, 14.
Didn't they make cloning illegal essentially?
Yeah, I think
For
so.
humans?
For humans, you can't clone a human, I believe.
Why?
But
Why
I
is a
don't
good
think
question.
that's that doesn't apply to like individual organs though, right?
Well, I think that's where all
See, I
that
don't know.
stem cell stuff has come in.
Oh,
Like,
really?
They're really big on that stem cell because they say that like stem cells
They can regrow nerve tissue.
Yes.
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 Which a lot of the extensive stuff is illegal here.
You
But
guys
if you
are-
go to Europe, it's really big and open.
So like
blowing my mind right now.
they say with kids that they have like stem cells
in the umbilical
in
cord,
the
right?
umbilical cord,
Yep.
and so they'll strip them out like when they're born, and they say that from siblings, those stem cells can be used to generate new organs for the other, between
So
siblings.
if one of them has a bad heart,
So you can
Yes.
make spare parts
Yes.
out of the
So
stem
like,
cells.
say if you had, say,
that's such a
yeah,
shallow way
so
to.
if you had
We got a bucket of hearts over here and a kidney,
yeah.
just in case,
What's
just
that
in
movie,
case.
Repo, where they do that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they go back. and
Yes.
go. Repo Man, that's what
yeah,
it's
that's
called.
what it was.
Trippy.
What's the guy's name with the eye? With the
I don't know.
great. Now we got to do some editing. What's his?
With
It's not Fishburne, not Lawrence Fishburne.
it's like
Whitaker.
Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest
that's
Whitaker with
Yeah.
the eye thing.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, that guy.
one of them means business and the other one's still on the cruise. And what's the other guy's? The other guy, he's a British guy.
Yeah, he's,
Well, that's a
Or
remake,
Australian
isn't it?
guy. Is he Australian? Hawke. Ethan Hawke.
no, it wasn't Ethan Hawke.
Oh, okay. Could have been
Ron
Ethan Hawke.
Butler.
He was an Ethan Hawke clone.
I got a computer in front of me. How about it?
It was a great movie. It was
Well, that
a
movie was a remake, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was.
You mean it was a clone?
Yeah, it was a clone.
That was a
a
super.
much better clone from what I thought. But
Oh,
maybe
it
I was
is a
wrong.
remake. 1984 was the original.
Who was in that one?
In
Was
the
it the same
original?
guy? Forrest Whitaker?
Oh yeah, maybe.
He's been in the game a long time.
Before his eye got jacked up, Roy.
Oh, you
That's
mean
what
it's
got his eye
like a
jacked up.
Quentin
They repoed
Tarantino movie where they have all the same people in it?
They repoed his good eye. That's why it looks like that.
Emilio Estevez was in the
Get
first one.
outta here.
Yeah.
The Mighty Duck guy?
Yeah.
It's
Him.
Charlie
Quack.
Sheen's brother.
Quack.
Is
Is that really Charlie Sheen's
Douglas?
brother?
Is-
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, they got the same
Michael
dad.
Douglas's
Michael Douglas
son,
is the
yeah.
father of
Yeah.
both of them.
You didn't know that?
No.
Learn something every day.
So then
And he's Kirk Douglas's son.
It's a
Jude
conspiracy.
Law.
It's a conspiracy.
Jude Law. That's the same thing. Ethan Hawke, Jude Law. That's the same guy. He picks up different roles as different people. He's a
Jude
character
Law.
guy.
Wikipedia gets it all wrong all the time. They get it mixed up. all the
He's
time.
not as good as Johnny Depp is, though.
That's true. Johnny Depp can be anybody.
Yes, he can.
He's like Heath Ledger. Rest in peace.
I just like him as Jack Sparrow. But where'd all the rum go?
I'm gonna commandeer this ship.
Speaking of rum, Kempy came in talking about some sailor boy that was hiding.
Yeah,
Boy.
this Navy guy that hid out.
Yes.
Give us the rundown on that, Kempy. What happened?
So basically, he goes missing for however long it takes for somebody to go missing, whether he missed a formation or count or whatever it was. So they thought he fell overboard. So they got.
Hold on, time out. Is that something that happens a lot?
I wasn't
mean,
in
is
the
that- what do you
Navy,
mean?
so I don't know.
Is that a common? They're like,
I
well,
bet there's a lot of people that
Well,
go,
you guys were in the Army. How many times a day did they roll call?
like 3 or 4 a
yeah,
day?
probably 3 or 4.
So if
Okay.
you miss that, so however long it takes them to go missing. So they thought he fell overboard. They're out on a ship out in the middle of wherever. And so they get 3 other battleships or cruisers or whatever it was in the search. They get the Japanese Navy involved in the search. They search however long for however
Japanese
large.
has a navy.
I don't think it's a very big
Oh.
Navy.
It's like a guy in a kayak. Just
So they got them
I
involved.
don't see him.
Where you at, American?
Come here, round eye.
I'm sure you won't see the Yamamoto out searching.
Hello.
So they search for however long. They can't find him. They think he's drowned at sea or whatever it is.
Alien spacecraft.
So 7 days from whenever he missed his formation or count or whatever. Turns out he's been hiding in the engine room for 7 days off of pee bottles and MREs.
what?
And
Go back to that first thing you
the
said.
pee
What-
bottles, I guess you got to pee in a bottle to stay where you're at so you
Okay.
remain hidden.
Okay.
And MREs. And
But he
So
was-
the smell eventually gave him away, I
guess.
guess. Huh?
But it's like 130 degrees in those engine rooms. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
the smell gave him away.
I don't know how he hung out in there for 7 days.
with his own pee.
but that's the story.
Wow. So was it like Was it on? He was hiding, or was this like?
he was hiding.
Oh, he was hiding
He
out.
didn't want to be where he was at no more.
I gotcha.
He must have been on latrine duty.
Something like
I
that.
thought it might. I thought it might have been like some kind of code red thing, you know.
You can't handle the truth.
I can't imagine sitting in my own boiling pee for days and 7 days. What you
7
said, right?
days.
7 days before they found him.
Yeah.
Make a documentary about it.
It's like that. What's
he
the movie
was
where
upset, wasn't he?
What's the movie where the guy gets hung up in the canyon and
Cuts his arm.
27 hours or 127 hours.
120?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
How many hours is 7 days? It's 168 hours.
Jeez, I don't
Too
know.
intoxicated to be doing math in the head.
That's 5 days.
168 hours.
Come on with the math genius over here. 168 hours.
He
Calculator.
picked up his calculator just like everybody else should have done.
That's the name of the sitting in your own piss, eating MREs for 7 days on a battleship movie we're fixing to put out. I
No,
can't
thank
wait.
you.
So anyway, they found him.
I'm sure he's in trouble.
I'm still, and this is still ongoing. This is pretty new stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I just seen it on Facebook today, so
Oh,
maybe
well.
the last couple days, maybe.
Well, if it's on Facebook, he's in prison already. Speaking of Facebook, I saw a crazy video, and maybe it was you that posted it.
That's a possibility.
The big angry redheaded guy that was punching the
Yeah.
kid in the Subaru.
That schmuck that just lit him up for no reason.
So the video is, everybody's a movie producer now. But anyway, the video is this chick sitting in the passenger seat of a car, looking over at her boyfriend in the driver's side window. And the guy's he's saying something. I can't make out what he said, but then he rolls the window down and leans out and says, "What are you doing?" or "What are we talking about?" And this humongous, red-headed, super bearded monster of a man comes up and just slaps him in the face and starts yelling at him about cutting him off and why is he driving like that? And then he sucker punches him and busts his nose all up. And
Knocked
he's
his hat off.
punching inside the car. And they're on this. Hold on, Gary's about to go out on us. We got to plug him in. Batteries are getting low.
Good thing is we got some raw wires hanging out of the
Where
wall over
was
here.
it?
We can light him
It
up.
was in Colorado, I think, right?
Colorado.
Yeah. He through Facebook investigation, which could be false, but he was arrested today. His CEO said that he was not a combat veteran, that he was deployed, but he never saw any bit of combat,
Yeah.
and he was a bag. Can I say that here? He was a bag through his entire military.
You cannot,
career.
but I will deal with
Well,
that later.
He was a terrible soldier. He
Okay.
did not do what he was supposed to do. He was a bad guy. Never saw combat or anything like that. And he got discharged on his own. He didn't serve the end of his contract and got arrested today for whatever charges they were.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I feel like if
That's
some
like saying
huge
Chef
guy-
Boyardee's an Italian chef, right?
I was I was head chef.
I was a legend in my time.
And he's just mixing up stuff out of the can.
Spaghetti.
We're going to call this one beefaroni.
It's all the same. Just name it different.
Just a different name, different shape noodle. We're not going to have round noodles in this one. They're going to be little X's.
Different kind of meat paste. Yeah.
No, yeah. But it'd take about 4 seconds for some huge guy to be walking up to my window. I just roll it down, hang the pistol out the window, and watch him turn around and get back in his car.
You walked that way.
Yep.
Just give him a warning shot. Just hold it up.
I actually had a guy try to get in the truck with me one day, and that's what.
I heard that about you.
Well, I pulled up to a red light, and I was over in Denton, like at the corner of 380 and University.
Oh, one of those kind of pickups. Okay.
Hell. Okay, all right, come on, stay with me.
Go ahead. Sorry, I derailed you there. That's my fault. Go ahead. Picking up a guy in Denton. Nope. Let me back up again.
Wait a minute.
A guy tried to get in the truck with you in Denton.
Yes.
Okay.
I drive a pickup.
Yes.
You know, with 4 wheels and
Yes.
steering wheel and all that stuff.
And a
you know.
bed.
Yeah. So drive. Yeah. Thank you, Kimpy. Appreciate it.
So he's picking up a guy in his bed. Got it.
Yeah.
So what I got out of the story is you're in Denton and a guy got in your bed.
So
Okay, we got to get to this. We got to nail this down. Go
in
ahead.
my vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
my Dodge vehicle.
Okay.
Good one.
I pull up to this
Any chance
red
it was
light.
a Ram? Okay, carry on.
I pull up to the red light. We're going to try this one more time.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of stuff.
And I look over, and this guy's opening my door,
Driver's side door?
driver's side door. And I think he was, I don't think he was just going to ask a question or do a little talking, or I don't know.
That was his truck now, huh?
But anyway, I keep a 45 between the seat cushions. And
Just jamming his mouth.
I just picked it up and just kind of turned it towards him, and he just was like, "Whoa, dude!" And he just started backing up.
This is not where I park my car.
He just was like, "Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa!" And
this
he
is
just,
your truck.
yes. So
It's funny what an attitude adjustment that does.
I have
Yeah.
that is the one and only time I've ever actually pulled a gun on some. Well, yes, I think. Only time I pulled a gun on somebody that we're going to talk about.
That deserved it.
In self-defense. Yeah, that's.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, this guy that was punching the guy in the face, I think I'd have just pushed up.
So,
See
yeah,
how
that's-
you like that?
So now we're back to where I was thinking. I was like, this guy's just leaning out the window yelling at this maniac who's obviously off his meds,
Right.
psycho. I was like, just roll the window up, bro.
Drive away.
Like, just yeah.
yeah.
Well, it
Roll
was
the
like
window
that,
up, step on the gas.
the video we watched a few weeks back, where the ladies like going bonkers
yeah.
and like knifing the dude's truck, and he's just sitting there just antagonizing her,
Yeah.
and he's calling the police, and he's like, "You never believe what this chick's doing to my truck," but he doesn't leave. He
Yeah.
just sits there and like keeps pointing at
Well,
her.
like,
And
if I had the window down, once you cross that
That
threshold, I'm lighting your ass up.
Yeah, this guy. Okay, first of all, he's in a blue, like a baby blue, Subaru, huge spoiler, wheels.
WRX looking
You're saying
May
he's a
have
target.
induced-
I'm saying he doesn't have a gun.
Ah,
Okay, I'm just saying, but he
Probably
got
got
the
it
window
first.
down,
Right.
and so I would just roll the window up, and I'd be at the second
Yeah.
you reach in and slap me, I'm like, well, that's over. done with this.
All right,
Well,
done with this
They're
conversation.
at a rest stop, so it's like they pulled over together for this.
Yeah,
And he just hangs out. Then he gets out. His girlfriend gets out. Like they just keep it going for whatever reason.
so conspiracy theory. We were talking about those earlier, right?
yep.
So how much of this crap do you think is completely staged just to get YouTube hits?
92%.
I mean, like a deal like that, you could
I'd-
easily stage
I'd
that.
say 60%.
I don't know.
This guy, this guy,
He got
I mean, he-
arrested.
yeah, and he, I don't know if you could. You heard the crack of his knuckles against his face.
Okay. Well, I didn't watch
and it
it.
rocked him back, and his hat all kicked back.
He kicked it off to the side.
and he starts, hey, and the girlfriend that's filming starts losing it a little bit. And so I feel like it was
I mean,
legit.
I seen it. I didn't think it looked fake, but I don't doubt that there are people that do fake videos.
Right.
You know, but usually that's kind of their thing. Like they're on YouTube and they have the whole
Channel based on.
That's what they're based on is pranks and fake
Right.
fake things.
Right.
Yeah, all those prank ones, most of them are
Yeah.
fake as could be.
Very
Oh, yeah.
obviously fake.
Right.
Yeah. This is like shaky iPhone camera.
Gotcha.
You
I'll
know,
send it to you.
Gotcha.
it's it's rough. But anyway, apparently this guy got arrested. But
Okay.
so
Supposedly.
we'll move into Chase has a funny story about a cat.
Y'all want to hear a cat story?
It's
So
just-
I really wanted to tell this the other day whenever Paris was telling the story about the dude running over the cat with the
with the golf cart.
golf cart, but we had Superstar in the room, so we we had to stay on point. Kinda,
I understand.
But anyway,
I'm gonna lay you a little music bed here.
so probably I'm gonna say about 7-8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I called my wife and I said, "Hey, do you want to go catch a movie after work? Just there was a movie come out that she wanted to see, and
7-8 years ago. Take a guess. What was the movie?
I will. Hey,
Oh.
Toy Story 2.
I'll tell you
Okay.
who's in it,
Okay.
and then y'all can try to guess it.
2010-ish.
Was
right?
Matthew McConaughey?
Failure to launch.
No,
Lincoln Lawyer.
but you're really close because
The Buyers Club.
because it had both Matthew McConaughey and Kate.
Winslow.
Nope.
What's her name?
Goldie Hawn's daughter. What's her
Yes.
name? Kate.
Kate.
Blanchett.
Nope.
No, not
That's it.
no.
Yeah. What is her name?
What is her name?
Blonde lady.
Yep,
Kate.
Kate.
Oh, Kate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, it had those two in it. It was
Ghost of Girlfriend's Past.
No, it was like a diving movie. They were like divers.
Oh, they were treasure hunters.
Yes.
Oh.
Where's
Gold Rush.
Sahara?
Or
Gold Rush.
Gold,
or-
Fool's Gold.
Fool's Gold.
There
That's
we
right.
go.
Now we got to figure out this lady's name.
Ah,
I
who
got you.
cares?
Okay, so anybody that's listening to this, if you know their name, let us know.
Kate, blonde lady, Goldie Hawn's
We'll give you
daughter,
a
Matthew
hint.
McConaughey. We've given you all the hints. we
You
can
know
give
there's people listening to this right now just screaming at the radio. You bunch of idiots.
Kate Hudson.
Hudson.
There you
Kate
go.
Hudson.
Kate Hudson.
The
She
old
could
river.
have been Kate Hahn as far as I knew. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So we're watching
We're-
Matthew McConaughey and
we're-
Kate Hudson Hahn.
Watching the Fool's Gold movie. And I keep hearing it was a weekday. Think about Decatur movie theater on like a Tuesday.
At noon.
This is back when they didn't have the
Yeah,
remodel.
this is before
Yeah.
the remodel. This is pre-remodel, okay?
This may have been why the remodel.
remodel.
Yeah. So, pre-remodel, and it's like a later in the evening showing. It was like a 7 o'clock evening showing on a Tuesday.
Oh,
There's
dude, you are a romantic.
nobody there, okay? Nobody.
Smooth.
Right, yeah. I've been married too long.
Hannah, he doesn't mean too long.
Too long.
Not long enough.
To worry about being too smooth.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to try that hard anymore.
I got you.
Yeah. So,
But he still does for you, Hannah. He still tries. Okay.
But
I'm done saving your marriage. Go ahead.
we'll
You're
get
on your own now.
she does.
I love
she
your wife. by the way.
doesn't
She's-
even listen. I could say whatever I wanted on
She's
here.
one of-
We'll
she's
get
one
you
of my-
some Keystone, Chase. Don't worry. Get you
I'll
a
say
30
what
pack.
I want off the air.
But I keep hearing this crackling sound, and so I'm looking behind us, like trying to figure out where it's coming from. Like, what is going on
Are
here?
y'all the only ones in the?
Of course.
I mean, is there a
No,
theater
no,
full of
there was a
people
couple other people in there, but not very many. There was like one dude, like literally sitting. We had the whole theater to ourselves.
Don't you hate that?
And somebody comes and plops their butt down right
Right
directly
behind
behind me.
you.
Yes, the whole time.
And they're probably eating M&Ms, digging around in the.
So, like I said, I keep hearing this noise, and I keep looking behind me to see if this, there's like a couple people back there, and I'm thinking this dude's back there like crinkling wrappers or something. It's kind of what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? And it keeps on and keeps on. And we're trying to watch the movie, and I would hear it again, and I'm like, what is that?
What is he doing back
What
there?
is it?
I don't think he has his pants on anymore, honey.
So, all of a sudden, and this had been going on for most of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like most
This
of the movie.
this sound you're talking
yes,
about. Okay.
yes, the sound. And the next thing I know, I see a ceiling tile, like coming past my head. Boom.
Which is my worst nightmare.
a ceiling tile, yeah.
Need you to know.
And let me tell you, the ceilings in that place were super tall.
Yes.
I'm gonna say a good 25 feet. They were way up there.
Yep.
So I see the ceiling tile like come floating down, and it catches my eye, and I look up, and there is a cat falling out of this ceiling. Okay. So, so I'm sitting on the aisle seat,
Uh-huh.
and this ceiling tile just boom, hits right next to me, and this cat is like clawing at the wall trying to slow itself down. So it's coming down, and it's just like you can just see it looks like it's in slow motion, and it's trying to grab the curtains on the side of the wall, and boom, that cat hits right next to me and just disappears. Just like it looked like he was on fire. He was just flying to the front of the theater, just gone into the blackness of the front of the theater.
Cats
And-
on Flocka.
Yeah. And the dude behind me is like, "Oh my gosh, man, did you see that?" You know? He goes, "Did you see that effing cat just landed right next to you?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, I sure did," you know?
Seen him.
So I have 2 questions, okay, which is not enough. Number
Okay.
1,
Yes.
did the cat land on its feet?
Yes.
Okay, so we've determined from 25 feet,
Yes.
the cat will land on its feet.
It hit the ground running. Like I said, he looked like he was on fire. He was gone.
My second question:
Okay.
how do you get back into a Matthew McConaughey movie after seeing something like that? I would just set my popcorn down and be like, "Well, we've seen all we're going to see here."
It was really close to the end of the movie.
Oh,
I've
okay.
got my money's
So-
worth of entertainment. we can go home, baby.
How's that for $7?
But what was so funny, a few years ago, back when I still had my car audio store, there was a gentleman that came in there and needed a new radio in his pickup, and I was chit-chatting with him, and come to find out, he owned the theater.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking, and I was like, "So I got a funny story to tell you about your theater." And I told him, I said, "You ever have anybody tell you about the cat falling out of the ceiling?" Because when we walked out, the drunk redneck guy that was behind me crunching the popcorn wrappers, or
Johnny
so-
M&M's back
Yeah.
there, yeah.
he was like on it. He was telling everybody in the whole place that this cat just fell out of the ceiling and almost landed on me. And he was like, "Yeah, you know, so I'm telling the owner of this place about this cat." And he was like, "Actually, yes, I completely remember that." And I said, "I was in that room that night whenever that cat fell out of the ceiling." And I said, "It landed right next to me."
It was me and the hillbilliest hillbilly of Wise
Hey,
County.
You know what he said? "We never found that cat."
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't know where it could have gone.
I don't
He
either.
said, he goes, "We never found that cat." He goes,
It's-
"We never figured out how it got on the ceiling, how it got into the attic or whatever, and then we never found it."
It's like the guy on the Navy ship. He's sitting behind the claw machine,
He's hiding
peeing in
somewhere.
Yeah.
bottles, just waiting on his turn.
I just never found the cat. I guess
Living
maybe
off popcorn and old,
living stale
old
pop,
sody pop.
yeah, stale popcorn and Mountain Dew. That's
so,
funny.
It was wild.
That
Yeah,
would
it
have
was.
blown my mind. I would have left. I couldn't have.
No, we finished the movie.
Oh, I couldn't.
Yeah, decent movie.
Be like, we gotta get over for something else falls out.
Yeah, yeah. What's next? That's all I needed. Something was chasing that cat, or it wouldn't have been walking out there.
But yeah,
But
At
so
least they don't have any mice, probably.
they probably didn't.
to follow up that story,
Okay.
I'm going to give Colt an opportunity to tell his story about the thermostat.
The thermostat.
And he has an excellent story about a thermostat.
So we came across this. This was
Hold on. You have to start it with, we went to a Matthew McConaughey movie.
yeah. So
And who was
I'll
that
let-
other chick?
I'll let you guess what it is. No, this is a Amazon review for a Honeywell Wi-Fi smart thermostat, and I'm just pretty much gonna read this review. It's pretty hilarious. Let's see if I can get it pulled up here.
Does anybody, when you go buy something or go research something, is the first place you go to the comment section?
Every
No.
time.
I hate
I
it.
look
I
at the
look for
stars.
reviews on
I go
just
s-
about everything I
go
buy.
straight to the reviews.
Every time.
Yep.
I don't like to read them. They
Oh,
piss me off.
Really?
Yeah, no, I want to track the people down and just tell them how stupid they are.
And we have entered the section of what pisses the
Well-
commander off.
I've read so many reviews, I can almost tell when somebody just absolutely knows nothing about the product
Yes.
or knows nothing about anything, and then they write some stupid
Knows
review,
nothing
bad
about any-
review.
I mean, nothing.
Yes,
I don't know how they got on the internet.
but generally, before I spend money, I want to read at least a dozen or so reviews and get a kind of good feel for what I'm getting before I buy it.
They have come up with a thing called purchase or verified purchase reviews. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Have not.
they the person that is reviewing, they have verified that they actually purchased this item.
Oh, sure.
Oh, a
That's
real
kind
person and not just some bot.
They
that-
forward
Right.
they forward
Not
the
a troll.
questions directly to me under my assumed identity for Amazon. When people ask about a product, they just forward that email on to me, and I
Yeah.
have the option of answering it. And
Yeah.
I try to do most of them just to be a good citizen, and I give them an honest
It just
review.
pisses Chase off every time you write one.
He's like, that damn Gary again.
Oh, look, Gary Skinner and his reviews.
Well, they're usually, I mean, it's usually half negative, half positive. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And that's, it just,
Well,
And somebody always got one that's defective, you know, or something.
I'll
but-
put it this way. Mine are a little bit more analytical than most. And just to give you an example, we went to eat, and
Did you throw a Yelp review out?
well, I was explaining what the experience was going to be like to one of Colt's friends, and he told Colt later, I thought he was hyping this up a lot, and then later he was like, no, it was exactly like he said it was, and that's how I do my reviews.
Huh. So let's get into this.
Okay.
Honeywell Wi-Fi thermostat.
Yeah, the title of this review is 5 stars. She took the house, the dog, the 401k, but I still control the thermostat.
So let's time out. That is an excellent way to get me to read your entire review.
I think we've got the basis of a country song
If
here.
it's not titled well, I'm not reading it.
All right, here we go. I'll try and bust this one out. My former wife loves to take expensive vacations. We live in Ohio, which doesn't exactly have extravagant places to see unless you like to watch the grass growing or the interstate construction. While we make okay money, I'm convinced she felt the need to single-handedly improve the U.S. economy by taking elaborate vacations. Broadway shows in New York City, gambling in Vegas, spas in Arizona, sightseeing in San Francisco. The airlines know me so well, they ask about my dog when I call to make reservations. His name's Fred. In my attempt to try and save whatever I could so the princess could have her nice things, I bought this Honeywell Wi-Fi enabled device so I could adjust the HVAC while we were piling up massive amounts of debt on Mickey Mouse watches. I thought we could save a few bucks by keeping the temp cool in the winter and warm in the summer while we weren't home. The device was easy to install. I did not have the blue connector, so I had to repurpose the green one.
Is that solid electrical advice?
Sure.
Okay.
This required an adjustment to the actual HVAC unit in our home. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that demonstrate how to do this. Within an hour, I was up and running. The device works flawlessly. You can adjust the temp from anywhere you have a Wi-Fi, cellular, or a cellular signal. Little did I know that my ex had found someone that had a bit more money than I did and decided to make other travel plans. Those included her no longer wanting to be my wife and finding a new travel partner, Carl, a banker. She took the house, the dog,
Douche.
a good chunk of my 401k, but didn't mess with the wireless access point or the Wi-Fi enabled Honeywell thermostat. Since this past Ohio winter has been so cold, I've been messing with the temp while the new lovebirds are sleeping. Doesn't everyone want to wake up at 7 a.m. to a 40-degree house?
My throat hurts.
When they're away on their weekend getaways, I crank up the heat to 80 degrees and back down to 40 before they arrive home. I can only imagine what their electricity bills might be. It makes me smile. I know this won't last forever, but I can't help but smile every time I log in and see that it still works. I also can't wait for warmer weather when I crank that heat up to 80 degrees while those lovebirds are sleeping. After all, who doesn't like to wake up to an 80-degree home in the middle of June?
So if your marriage is on the rocks, get out there and purchase you a Honeywell Wi-Fi enabled thermostat.
5 stars on Amazon.
Yeah, it has been recently rated 5 stars.
I thought, how great was that? You
That is
just
good.
That might be
Well,
one of my favorite reviews all time.
About once every 3 or 4 months, I get a thing in the mail where the electric company wants me to buy a thermostat that they control, and I'm like,
What?
no way, am I going to do that? You don't get them?
No.
No,
I've
I don't
never
either.
got
No,
one
I've got the best electric plan ever at the moment. It's
It's my neighbors. I don't know what I don't know what it is, but
Don't tell them.
As
Is that
long
what
as-
all that burial cable was for?
I switched
as long as this extension cord
About-
holds up.
probably about a year ago. I switched to Reliant,
Yeah.
and they have a plan that's based off of the price of natural gas.
Oh, so you're doing awesome
Yeah,
right now.
and y'all know where that's at right
You
now.
are crushing it right now.
AC is flowing.
Yeah, it's not 2006 anymore.
Honey, does that say 65 degrees?
Crank it down
Let's
a
bump
little
it down
bit.
a couple. Of,
Yeah, it's so great.
pull the
man.
plug on that fridge. We're just gonna set the bacon right here on the counter.
Usually, whenever I talk to my buddies at work at Devon, I'm like, "How's natural gas doing this week?" They said, "Man, it sucks." I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh,
Yeah.
but my electricity's still cheap."
Fantastic.
No, I actually wish it would go back up because when it was high, I could afford to pay for all that real fancy electricity that wasn't based off natural gas prices.
Well, that's what happens when you invest a portion of your money
Yeah.
in natural gas and then get on an electric plan that's
Yeah.
based on the price of it.
Yeah, well, whatever. You know, they should have thought that one through. I keep waiting on them to kick me off of it.
Oh no, it's got to be like Gary's cell phone plan. You can't change a thing.
Yeah. I know it'll come back at some point, but it was a month to month. They told me they said this is a month to month plan. There's no locked in contract. It's completely based off the price of natural gas. And I said, perfect.
That's dice I'm willing to roll right now. Yeah.
perfect.
Natural
So-
gas price has been crap since 2009.
So if it spikes, then I only have to worry about that 1 month, and then I just change to something else. But
Yeah, the days of $6 an MCF gas are long gone.
I
think
used
you're
to have a guy that worked for me when he moved here. He used to complain about $4 fuel, and I said,
like vehicle fuel.
"Yeah."
Okay.
And I said, "Give it to me." I
Mhm.
said, "I'll take $5 fuel if this economy keeps rocking.
You bet.
I will take it all day long."
Yeah.
I said, "You know why? Because I can afford it."
Because everybody's buying a boat, and Chase works on boats.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting new
Yeah.
cars.
That's
Chase
it.
works on cars.
I said,
Yeah.
because we can afford $4 fuel.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, it all tanked, and he came to me one time, and he goes, you told me something one time, and it really makes a lot more sense now. He goes, we could afford that gas back then. I said, yes, we could.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and
we
that goes
didn't-
back to that local economy
That's
thing.
it.
See,
That's
if you
it.
just quit importing stuff from OPEC,
Yep.
We
And-
didn't like it, but we could pay it.
That's right.
No matter how much
That's
you
right.
put
I
in it.
mean,
That's it. That's it.
it does run downhill, though. There's a lot of people that think that the oil field or oil prices don't affect their job, but it all does.
It
Every
affects
which
a
way.
I seen
bunch.
this. There was like a, I don't remember what it was. It was a YouTube video or something, but they were having like a meeting about oil prices and stuff, and this lady stood up and she said, well, these lower gas prices are good for me. I'm a waitress, and that don't affect my money at all. I'm like, really? All these oil field companies not taking 30 guys out
Yeah,
to lunch
exactly.
anymore and leaving you a big tip isn't affecting you anymore. It's affecting everybody else.
well,
It affects the trucks. Nobody's going to buy a new truck.
to all
You
the
know,
listeners out there, I don't know what you think. Doesn't matter. Everything is based on oil, like
Sure.
it or not.
Your plastic battery cars need oil to be made.
Everything requires oil.
Speaking of that, I'm going to give you guys a hot stock tip if y'all want to make some money in the next couple of
Cha-ching.
years.
Does it require disposable income?
Yes.
This is insider trading.
So
The-
it's only insider trading if you're on the inside, and I'm not.
Oh, so you don't have any disposable income either.
No, and I don't have any ties to this. So they've found a bunch of lithium in salt mines, and there's a new company called OBF Super fuel.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi super fuel.
Okay.
That's what they use to power the. This is Starship Enterprise, right? Cool.
I'm
kidding.
Well, that's
pissing off the nerds.
I don't watch Star Trek, you nerd.
the Enterprise runs off dilithium
Yeah.
crystals.
We're
just talking about lithium here.
But anyway, there's a new company called OBF Super Fuels, and they're really catching traction. Their stock's really cheap if you want to pick up 1,000 shares.
1,000 shares.
And
Hey, my wife's cousin did that, and he's sitting pretty now. So
Yeah.
as electric
Where's
vehicles
lithium
and
going?
do what?
So
In
where's
batteries?
lithium going?
Batteries.
No, where's
Your
it?
methamphetamines.
Yeah.
I mean, do they plan to keep using it for the next 5, 10,
it's
20
the
years?
next thing in
As long
batteries.
as Wise County's
for the,
management keeps going on.
for the last 100 years, it's been
Draining it
sulfuric
into their-
acid and lead.
Right.
Okay, and then for a short period from the 1980s through a few years ago, nickel cadmium
Right.
was the medium. Lithium is the new battery medium. We have a little short thing where they're absorbent glass mat batteries,
Right.
Optimus. But for long-term energy storage, lithium is the new element to use.
I feel like I just sat through like an episode of Breaking Bad.
I can't get over how you were on this big rant about batteries, and they're talking about how to make crystal meth. Right behind, I don't know if you were hearing it, but right behind you, they were talking about the recipe you need. Like, let me tell you where to use lithium the best. Right here. This is where the best use of it is right here.
You need some anhydrous ammonia and
And some Sudafed.
I actually had a guy go through that entire process with me one day.
About how to make crystal meth?
Yes.
Coming down on hard times, were you?
No,
Chase, I
he
know
must have
natural
been
gas.
giving off a serious Rob Zombie vibe that
I know
day.
natural gas is only at $2, but I'm going to show you the trick right here.
we
The
worked.
economy doesn't care about this.
We worked together. Come on.
Rain or shine, this is gonna sell.
No, we worked together, and
In
I
a camper in New Mexico.
and I never liked talking to this guy. He was a goob, 100%. And one day, I just kind of got stuck, and he started talking to me, and I was trying to get away, and he was telling me about his drug addiction and this and that, and that he was cleaning himself up, but it just kind of trailed along until he tells me that he used to cook meth.
Now you've got
And then at that point I was like,
Which is a weird thing to bring up.
well, and then I'm looking at this guy going, there's no way that this guy had enough sense to put this stuff together. There's no way. And I don't know what it really involves.
I don't know, but there's some people in the Dollar
but-
General down there that
He
Quite a few.
he went through this whole process with me, and he was like, yeah, we do this, and then we go sit out here on this county road, and we wait, on this farmer down here, and then we sneak up there and steal the stuff out of his tanks, and yeah, he like went through the whole deal. And then they had a special bridge that they parked under, and they cooked it underneath that bridge.
What?
Yes. So it was wild, but
That's blowing
yeah,
my
he said
mind.
like it made me think about the lithium. They would take the batteries apart.
The
and
little power strips.
they would peel the lithium strips out of them, and he said there was one like Energizer was the best or something, like none of them worked as good as the Energizers, but they would like dissolve.
Shout out Energizer.
They would like dissolve that thing into some
Just keeps
crap.
going and going and going.
You
It
can
was-
stay up for 2 days on a Duracell, but you can get a full week out of Energizer.
It was crazy, but
I
yeah.
worked at a Dollar General in Wichita Falls, and so I worked there for a couple of months, and then they were opening a new store over on the quote-unquote bad side of town. There was an old
It's
Family
all
Dollar
the
that
bad side
that
of
got, yes,
Wichita
that,
Falls.
come to find out, Wichita Falls is the bad side of town. But anyway, they were opening a new store, and so on Saturdays, they promoted me to assistant manager for some reason. Okay, I was 18 years old in college. I had no business.
Sold the most
Being-
lithium batteries of any sales guy there.
So
Lithium batteries and Sudafed.
So
That's
even-
what we sell here.
even why is the only thing on the shelf black and white TVs, socks, Sudafed, and batteries? But anyway, I had to ask a legitimate question because I'm from around here. You know, that stuff's kind of always been part of life around here.
Coming of age.
Not my life. But so the theft in this store was unbelievable. I mean, there were we lost merchandise like you wouldn't believe.
How much were you taking?
We lost merchandise like you wouldn't believe.
Plead the fifth.
And the thing that we lost the most of was batteries. And I could not figure out why we were losing batteries. And I have a funny story about. And so the manager said, well, they use them. And she started giving me, like you said, the full recipe.
Yeah.
TV
Like, well,
remotes.
after you get it out of the Gatorade bottle, you dump it in here and you drain the strip into the. And I'm just sitting there. I guarantee you my eyes were humongous and my jaws. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I like butter.
So anyway, I'm working one Saturday by myself in the bad part of town in this humongous Dollar General store. And it is July. Okay? And a guy comes in a super long down trench coat. And I said, he's fixing to steal something.
Neo from the Matrix is
So
here.
the bad So the full disclaimer, on Saturdays when I was there by myself, I would go back to the shelf and I would take one of the little black and white TVs with the little dial on it,
Yeah.
the little antenna dial,
Tuning dial.
and I'd dial in an old basketball game or something. I'd set it right there on the register and I'd dial her in and I'd get a chair out and I'd set it down there, prop my feet up. But anyway, this guy comes in. Batteries are right by the register. And so he's standing there and walks around this whole little battery kiosk thing there. And then he takes off to the back of the store. And I said, okay, all right. What's the old homeboy up to? And so I wandered back there with him.
Homeboy, huh?
And
Was he
he's-
white?
He was super white, very white.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
He was rocking a trench coat in July. I don't know how much more fly you want to be. But anyway, he goes back there and he's messing around with socks. You know, he's like, ooh, feeling them. And then he goes around to underwear and he's like, oh, yeah, I think these are my size right
Should
here.
I wear the red one
These
or
are
the blue
nice.
one?
Yeah. Anyway, and so I eventually leave him, and I go back to the front of the store. There was another customer or something. And then he comes walking back. He's like, you just don't have what I want. And so I stop him right before he gets to the door. I said, well, what are you going to do with those 25 packs of batteries that you grabbed on your way to the back of the store? And he says, oh, no, I left them back there by those socks. I said, why don't you come with me? And we'll go back there and get them. I said, I don't want to have to haul 25 packs of batteries back up here. And, I mean, it didn't take – I'm not a police officer. I'm 18 years old in college. I don't care if he leaves with the batteries or not. But it broke him immediately. He was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And he starts emptying all these batteries and socks and underwear and all kind of wooden spoons, all kinds of stuff.
Were
Out
they
of-
red or blue?
What?
The socks or the?
They were just white. Dollar General doesn't rock in colors, dude. We do black and white.
Well, I
okay?
was thinking red pill,
We're-
blue pill.
We're here
you
for the
know.
basics. No, sir. There's no luxuries. But anyway, apparently he was fixing to go whip up a barrel full because I guarantee you he
Yeah,
had
them
25 packs of batteries.
Big wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Do
And he had the whole
stirring,
kit. I'm sure he was using the sock to strain some
probably
stuff. and
filter it with
he-
it.
I've
Yeah.
got to make the payment on this trench coat, man.
It's like
Well,
That's all I
it's
got.
like he dumped a kit
What's
for
more
making meth out
what's
on the
more
counter.
I'll leave
disturbing.
this one unnamed, but there's a store down in Houston that had such a problem with the theft that they took all the meth creating items and put them on an end cap, and then they zeroed in about 6 cameras on that one spot, and that feed went straight to the PD.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Gosh, Gary.
No,
No.
I've got it.
Anhydrous ammonia.
And he's back.
So what I was gonna say, what was more disturbing than all the chemicals and stuff that they're putting in the in the meth is that they were about to strain it through a pair of underwear.
What?
Do you think,
Well, I don't know. That's what he stole underwear
according
too.
to his recipe, all right? After you drain battery lithium acid into it, are you really concerned about?
That's his
I
work
mean-
attire, though.
I'm gonna strain my meth through them tonight, and then I got a fresh pair of
Just
undies for
trench
tomorrow.
coat and an underwear underneath.
just like on Breaking Bad, where he's wearing
Yeah.
the lab
You bet.
lab apron and undies.
And the whitey tighties, yeah. So this is a poor segue into another funny story, but not funny story. But me and Chase had our first experience inside a sand plant today. I'm gonna share this with you guys, probably more than I am the podcast people, because they're not gonna care.
Okay.
And so, the
Kyle-
swimming pool saga of
Kyle's
2017.
still working on it. Yeah.
Okay, it's still underway. All right, the hole is dry, and we are ready to put some sand in it.
Until it rains tonight.
And so, shut up.
How long is the time frame now?
Oh, we're a solid month in now.
We're third through the summer.
But Kyle's got a really nice hole in his backyard.
Since
Some hole you got there,
I'm
Kyle.
gonna cut that out. I'm gonna use that in the entrance clips. Kyle's got a nice hole. But anyway, we went to Lowe's the other day and we tried to scope out sand by the bag,
Yes.
and it's $3 for a 50-pound bag, or $3.50 something for a 50-pound bag of sand.
And that's just like 1 cubic foot.
And we
right?
start thinking about how
Yes.
many bags of sand we're gonna need to get. And we said, okay, we're gonna have to come up with a better plan.
They didn't have enough sand in Lowe's.
Oh no.
They sell 1,000-pound bags of sand at Lowe's.
Yeah.
You have to
You
ask
have
for
to
it.
ask for them.
And
Ah.
they forklift it, takes up most of the bed of your truck.
Where were you at the other day?
I'm gonna tell you the better way to do it. We witnessed it today.
Yes.
And so, somebody who was it that told us we could go to the sand plant? Somebody said you can go to the sand plant and get them to just dump a bucket load in the back of your truck. It was Chase. Okay.
Yeah, good job.
So
One for the win.
I've never been to a sand plant. I've never been inside a rock crusher that I know of. So I don't know anything about these places. So Chase says, let's go get some sand today. And so he comes and picks me up at work, and we head off to the sand plant.
Mhm.
And we whip in there. Okay, so to preface this, I had called a lady earlier that day and asked about, will you dump a bucket load of sand in the back of my truck when I show up there? And she said, well, what kind of sand you need? I said, I have no idea. Trying to put it under a swimming pool. She goes, oh, yeah, they get that cushion sand for that. And I said, oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was
Yeah,
trying to
it-
say.
It's
Cushion
called
for the
it's
pushing,
called
that's what
man
it is.
sand, and it's a byproduct of the rest of the crushing process.
Man sand. I said, give me 3 tons of that man sand.
I'm all man.
Anyway, this lady's name's Sarah, and she's awesome. We're gonna get into Sarah, but anyway,
Don't say that.
we pull up to what we assume. The only reason we knew this was the right building was because somebody was leaving it in a hurry. And I said, okay,
We
this
pull
has
up and somebody's walking out, so we said, "Yep, we're going in there."
something happens in this building, and so
You
we
found the restroom.
We go in. Nope. we found Sarah first try. Okay. Walk in, and we're about as ignorant and I say we, but I mean
Yeah.
me.
No, I've never bought sand.
Chase was doing a very friendly thing, and he's much appreciated. But he was driving the truck and pulling the trailer to get the sand. But I walk in, I say, Miss Sarah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I said, we need some sand. Scoop. We need a scoop of sand. And she says, okay. So that's 10 tons. And I said, that's a lot. and off in the distance, you can
Yeah.
see this little loader down there.
That's
and
20,000 pounds.
and I'm like, all right. I said, one scoop ain't no 10 tons. I said, 10 tons is a lot
What's
of
this
weight.
lady?
Yeah.
The rock
Yeah.
crusher know what she's talking about.
She's
Well,
talking about 1 scoop in a 992 cat.
Why would this, 20-year veteran of the sand plant know what 10 tons is about?
And I was saying the same thing. I was like, "There's no way there's that much sand in there."
10 tons if you
That's
looked
a
at your
15-yard
ass.
bucket.
So anyway, we get her Jude down. She said, okay.
Well, we didn't have a tarp.
First off, she said 4 tons. No, we had tarp first. She said, you need a way to contain it.
Yeah. What did y'all bring? I said, trailer. She goes, "Just have boards." And I
And this
said,
is-
"Yeah, in the floor."
This is verbatim conversation with this lady. She goes, what'd you bring? And we said, trailer. She said, does it have boards? Says, in the floor? Yeah. Yeah, no, we brought
we got more.
brought the whole thing. Yeah, brought the whole thing with us. And she says, no, on the sides. Does it have boards on the sides? And we're like, I don't think so.
I mean, you can tell she's just like rolling her eyes like these freaking
These
idiots.
jagaloons.
And we're kind of looking at each other going, all right, we're idiots. We're just going to have to settle in. And she says, well, do you have a tarp? And we're like, what do we need a tarp for?
It's
We
not
need
gonna rain.
sand. We just need some sand. And she goes, okay, well, you're going to have a tarp. You have to have a way to contain it. And I said, okay. So, next question, Sarah. Where could a couple of poor white kids find a tarp in Paradise, Texas, 20 minutes before you shut the gates?
Answer. Lowry's
Lowry's
Wholesale.
Lowry's Wholesale. So we...
Shout out to Preston and Greg.
So Chase says, I hope you have cash because Preston Lowry only takes cash. So I said, well, there's a gas station on the way. Whip in there. I'll stop at the ATM, pick up some cash.
We have 20 minutes.
20, dude. It's like Jack Bauer. You can hear it counting down in the background. So we whip into the little what's it, One Stop or whatever that thing is there in Express, Alberta or Paradise
Shell
Express.
station.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I go in and I walk.
5 minutes.
Speaking of-
5 minutes.
Why is it always 1,000 degrees in there? Anyway, I walk all the way to the back to the ATM machine.
Somebody's got a Honeywell thermostat.
And a pissed off ex-wife.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I get to the ATM, big red circle with an
Out
X,
of order.
out of service. And I said, So I walk up to the counter and I just hand this guy my card and I said, is there any way you can give me some cash? He said, I'm gonna use how much you need? And I said,
That was terrible.
$60. And he goes, oh, no, can't do $60. I said, and this goes back to my $100 bill argument. $60? Are you serious? Anyway, he said, it just messes my thing all up. That was better.
That was better. That was much better.
That was
yeah.
That was
Would
a
you-
clean racist
Could
Indian
I
accent.
introduce you in a slushy?
And he said, I'd give you 20. I said, you know what?
I'll take it.
Surely tarps aren't that expensive.
Kyle has done East Jersey, Middle Eastern, and Italian. All three.
All from this chair.
All from
You bet. Right, I've got more to come, baby. You just tune in. So anyway.
I'm talking about just explaining how this guy talks.
Oh,
right
you
now.
mean in the last 2 minutes? So anyway, this guy gives me $20. He charges me $2. Okay, because he's an asshole, and gives me $20. I say, okay, well, we'll get some tarps because I
Now-
had a little bit of cash.
Now
on
you're
me.
being racist.
No, asshole doesn't see color.
Kick
So
my
anyway.
dog. You kick my dog.
We go.
Come into my yard.
So we
kick my
blast,
dog.
we blast down to Lowry's, and we whip in there. And right as soon as we turn in, we almost die because there's a guy in a semi steamrolling down the street right there in front, and he's taking the corner wide, like he's
He was
shutting it down.
hammered down.
He's large and in charge.
Yes.
So we lock down and slide over, and he locks down and slides up, and he has to back up and let us kind of ease in. And
Apparently, he was trying to get home too.
I don't know where he was going, but he was fixing to be there.
He can go to hell.
So now we're at 15 minutes.
Yep. Beep. Remember, clock's ticking in the background. So we go in, and I say, where could a couple of white boys find a couple of tarps? And this guy just goes, well, it'd be easier for me to show you than it would be to
Yeah.
tell you. And so we take off down this long stretch of metal buildings.
Well, it takes 10 minutes just to get to where the tarps are at.
I feel like we're walking through Narnia. Like we go through screwdrivers and tools, and we go into fans and porta-coolers, and
He
then
has
we go
everything.
through. Good night. And his answer for expansion is not to build a big fancy building. It's to lean to on the building he just had again and again.
And again
Yep.
and again.
And I mean, they have everything. They're an awesome place to shop.
That's
I
a
didn't
long
know
building.
that, but it is forever long. And so the tarps are at the back. If you ever want to go, come in the back door, and you'll be right at the tarps. So we
You can
So-
save that clip.
come in the back door.
To get an idea of the size of the place, just think of Star Wars, and that's how big it is.
That's it. The whole
galaxy.
The whole
That's
galaxy.
how big it is.
But anyway, we get down, and apparently they don't just sell a tarp.
No.
There is
A tarp aisle.
2 aisles of tarps. You have standard tarps. You have heavy duty tarps. You have tarps made
You
out
got
of different
canvas
material.
tarps, silver tarps, blue tarps.
You got tarps with little rings in them, tarps with strings on them, tarps with zip ties that come
6
with
by
them.
6, 6 by 10,
And
6
so-
by 12, 6
I like
by
to
8.
mess with him. He's like, so what are you doing with this? looking for a good tarp to roll up a body.
Yeah.
in."
Yeah, I've got a neighbor. He's about 6'1", and I don't know if a 6-foot tarp's going to...
Will this hold 220 pounds, you think?
Well, you're gonna need some of this lime here.
Dead weight, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying?
So anyway, we go back and forth for a solid 8 minutes deciding
The spray here will get rid of the smell.
what type of tarp we're going to buy. And so we end up with 2 tarps, and we go back
Yeah,
to
we
the
settle on 2 tarps.
2 of the same size. And so while we're up there paying for tarps, we find out they take credit cards.
Now,
I was gonna say
Just
I've been
recently.
there and
As
they
of
took credit cards.
Very recently,
Yeah.
they take credit cards.
I have a story about that, but go ahead.
Okay. And while we're checking out, I read a sign about pressure relief
somebody
valve.
stole the pressure relief valve off their air compressor.
Apparently, Preston's a well-known
and so
storyteller.
He
Yes.
put a sign up talking about it
he says
He's got signs everywhere.
everywhere.
my favorite part was it said, we're going to go ahead and remedy this problem, and to whoever took it, I want you to know your first decision was a bad one. I thought that was classic. And so anyway, we get the tarps, and we head back to the sand plant, pull back up. Sarah's still in there. All right, we made it.
Then we had to weigh the truck.
Okay, well, first off, we go in there, and we say, all right, we have some tarps. Now we need some man sand. And she says, okay, well, how much do you need?
How big a boy are you?
I said, well, I don't think I need 10 tons of sand. I said, what I'm trying to do is I'm put it under a swimming pool. She goes, oh, well, you'll probably need 4 tons. And I hear Chase over there sucking his teeth. And I'm just going, oh, okay, 4 tons. Sounds great to me. And he goes, he said, I think those are only 3,500-pound axles on the trailer. And so I was like, well, surely 4 tons doesn't mean tons like that.
Oh, yes.
And so I leaned in the window and I asked this question. I say, is ton just a word y'all use, or are you talking about actual tons?
She goes,
Oh, no, I said, is 4 tons actually 4 tons, or is that just something
she
y'all
looks
call
at
it?
Kyle. She looks at Kyle.
Dead
and-
ass in the face.
And she goes, that's 8,000 pounds. And she is just, you can tell she just wants to slap him with whatever is in her hand.
And I said,
You freaking idiot.
okay, 3,500 times 2, not quite 8,000. All right, so we're going to have to back up. Let's do 3 tons, Sarah, and we're out of here. And she says, okay, you're going to have to go around, weigh the truck, so on and so forth. We go weigh the truck, and she says, you're going to go to the poles. What'd she say? You're going to go all the way over here to these poles. When you get to the poles, turn right. You're going to go all the way to the end, and you'll see it on the right. And so we go to the poles, and we turn right, and it is sand piles as far as the eye can see.
Like,
And I said, how are we going to know which one's the man sand or the cushion sand?
Whatever, yeah.
And so anyway, luckily this guy in this dozer bigger than humans should be able to operate was sitting back there waiting on us.
It's probably a D11.
I don't know what it was.
Well, it wasn't,
Big as they get.
it had a guy about this big in it, and it was
wasn't a dozer, it was a loader.
his loader.
Yeah.
Oh, 992.
Okay.
It was big.
But anyway,
Park a
get it?
Suburban in the bucket?
easily.
Yes.
No.
That's 15-year
No.
bucket.
Small Suburban.
No, because
About as
the
big as they get.
So the bucket was probably
where he dumped
14
it,
foot wide.
that
yeah.
trailer's 20 foot long.
Okay, so 16 foot wide maybe.
I was going to say like 12.
Okay.
Because
990.
there was,
It's a whole lot of
You could fit a
bucket.
Subaru in it.
I'm going to say the bucket was 12 foot wide.
12 foot wide. It's a 10-ton bucket.
Okay, that's a 988.
That's a 10.
class.
It's got a 10-ton bucket.
Anyway,
I found that out from my good friend Sarah.
it's a big old thing.
We're Facebook friends now. Anyway, so we get these tarps out. We don't have a clue what we're doing. Okay, we unpack these tarps and get out.
and it's windy.
I picture the music with y'all out there messing with the tarps in the wind, going.
Yes.
That's exactly the scene. Is the clown, the people chasing each other around the couch in the old black and white movies.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, the wind's blowing 20 mile an hour, and we bought the cheapest tarps we could find.
And we
Jason's
bought
just
huge ones.
Fighting his beard, he's like, oh god.
So we lay this tarp down in the trailer, and it just goes, and it just blows out. I'm like, crap.
So
Well,
we go
there
get,
goes $10.
we go get it, and we come back and we say, okay, we're just gonna hold it. So I'm on one end, Chase is on the other end, holding it down to the trailer. And I look up to the guy in this humongous monstrosity of a vehicle, and he just goes,
No.
Well,
he just shaking his head, no.
that was after we stood there for about 3 minutes and just had a standoff.
we were talking to each other. We're going, okay, all right, we can just hold this right here. And what's he doing up there? Come on, bro. Come on, dump the sand. What are you doing?
And he just sits there the
And
whole
he's
time.
and just like Joyride, just sitting there staring at us, you know.
Candy
It saved your life.
And then we look up, and he just goes. and just
Finally.
shakes
Shaking his
shakes
Finally,
his head.
but he was not going to get out of that loader. Wasn't
Or
getting
even
out of that
crack
loader.
the door and be like, "Stop holding it, you retards! Find some rocks and hold it down." None of that. He just
So luckily, I have a roll of baling wire,
mm-hmm.
and so
What good hillbilly doesn't, you know?
So we wire the tarp down to the trailer. Finally, the whole time this dude is just sitting there. It's after 4. You know, they're closing.
He's ready to go
Yeah,
home.
they're so at this point, you know, they're super pissed because we didn't leave Lowry's until 5 till. You know, and
We squealed in back to Sarah's bed and breakfast there, straight up 4 o'clock.
we're like, the gate wasn't closed. We're here.
We're here.
Yeah. So yeah, they finally dump sand after we wire this tarp down.
Yep. And then we wire a tarp on top of it. And
Yeah.
this guy's so entertained by the retards. So we start to.
He had to follow us out of the plant because he followed us out, and I guess to make sure we either left or didn't steal the sand, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's a big market for black market sand.
Yeah.
So
Tell me
anyway,
about it.
we finally get. So we start to throw the second tarp over the top because I think that's what needs to happen with it. I have no idea.
They said it had to be contained,
Well,
so
there
we're
you go.
containing it.
I mean, maybe the wind on the highway will,
Yeah.
you'll end up with 1 ton of sand by the time you
Which
get
is
home.
probably enough. But anyway, we go in and pay $27 for a load of man sand. If y'all need to know, 3 tons of man sand costs you $27.
Man, that's
Because there's a
Really?
minimum,
Sounds like a good deal.
There's a $25 minimum.
and yeah,
They
so
don't care if you come get a 5-gallon bucket.
So
full.
it was minimum plus tax.
minimum plus tax.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we made it back with 3 tons of sand, but
And
we had a hell of a time with this guy, and he sat and watched us strap this tarp to the top
You
of
know,
and
and
he's just going, "You really? What are you gonna do with the tarp?"
I feel like the whole time somebody was just laughing at us, whether we were talking to the lady in the scale house or the loader guy was watching us.
And I made a super disclaimer when I walked in. I said, "Ma'am, I don't come to the sand plant. I don't know."
Do I look like a sandman?
And we're out, we're rocking tennis shoes and
Yeah.
we don't look like we belong in the sand plant.
No,
And we got treated as such. But anyway,
they got $27
Fairly
out of
so.
Kyle.
I have to give you a little memory of my memories of the sand plant.
Okay.
So I was putting U joints in a 992, and my boss comes to me and says, "I need you to go down there and get that loader out of the sand plant." All right. So
what kind of
What
boss
race
did you
is this
have?
he was a Cajun guy.
I fixed it. I got some Louisiana in there.
And so I get in my service truck and I go
I got a
down to
little
the
bit of
sand
a-
plant. And this guy has buried this unit. It's a 988B Cat loader.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo.
I haven't used that in so long.
Well, he
said
got
buried
he
his
got
unit
this
for
thing
all y'all that
buried.
don't know.
He got this thing buried in the sand plant, and he got out of the cab and walked off. That's how deep this thing was buried.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. I wasn't there when he got it stuck. I just was.
Sinkholes.
I was called. I was called to get it out. So
So
I
he's
had
in there pretty deep, huh?
Yes.
Balls deep?
Yes. I had to have an excavator and a D8 dozer to get it out. But that's what I think of when you say sand plant.
Was that miserable experience pulling this
I'd have
thing?
drove
Well,
down there and tossed him
The
a
stuff.
shovel.
Okay, it's mud when they're making it because it's a slurry of water and crushed rock.
So we're gonna go ahead and close this thing out.
Yeah.
We got our sand. The saga of the pool continues,
We'll see what we can
and
finish.
hopefully by Saturday we will be swimming over on Kentucky Street.
You need some help shoveling?
I always need help shoveling. If you want to, I'm gonna get started about 7:30 in the morning. So
Okay.
whenever you get up and
I'll
around,
see you about 3.
Yeah.
You got a fence to build.
yeah, that sounds awesome. I'll see you at 3. But-
Remember, if your marriage is going south, buy you a Honeywell thermostat on Amazon while you can.
A wise man once said, "Podcast sponsored by Honeywell
Honeywell.
Wi-Fi enabled thermostats."
Well,
So
I
that's
guess,
it. That's a show.
Happy Father's Day to all
Yeah,
the fathers
happy
out
Father's
there.
Day to
Oh,
all the
that's
dads
right.
out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hope it was a good weekend for you. I know you won't hear this till Monday. But
And we do have a quote. Kimby shared with me earlier. You go ahead and tell that quote whenever you're ready.
If you have a difficult job, give it to the laziest person you know because he'll find the easiest way to do it.
I think
That's
that's
a
a
great-
Steve Jobs quote, right?
Yes.
It's Bill Gates quote.
Bill Gates. Okay,
Yeah.
one of those.
yeah, close enough.
One of those super nerds.
Pretty close, Kyle.
Yeah, that's a good one. And a reliable one.
Yeah, it really is.
Well,
I am a product of that.
so we
I
got to
get a
thank
lot of important jobs for some reason.
Axl Rose
Axl
with
Rose
intro and outro music.
and Guns. Whoever.
Guns N'
Yeah.
Roses.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Don't sue us.
Don't sue us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us. We
We're-
love you, Axl Rose. We didn't write your song. We
We'll
just
be
in-
waiting for our sponsor, though.
All we can do is give you some T-shirts and stickers.
Yeah.
We don't have anything else.
There's no money in music anymore anyway.
That's right.
Just
All
like
right.
internet sales.
We're gonna bail out on a sand plant story, and we will see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Stay classy, guys.